So, 2020, have you guys set some goals or some New Year's resolutions? Did you know that only about 88% of people actually keep their New Year's resolutions? And I get this because I've had set some New Year's resolutions for years. I would have this New Year's resolution that I was going to learn to speak Spanish fluently. So every January, I'd get on my Duolingo and I'd start practicing. And then, I'd be on there every day. And then after about a week, I was on there every other day. And after a couple of weeks, I was on there once a week. And, by middle of February, it was okay, I was not even doing it. And so I decided that there's a reason probably why I never actually complete that goal of learning to speak Spanish fluently. And I think the reason why is because of several different factors. And I think these factors can come into play also with a goal of weight loss or getting into better fitness, health, and things like that, okay? Changing your body composition, any of those things being your goal for the year or your New Year's resolution. I think the reason why many people don't reach those goals is for several different reasons, okay? One, I think your why has to be strong enough. So I think my why for learning Spanish was okay, I want to learn Spanish so that when I go on vacation, I can communicate better. And we, travel a lot. We travel a lot to locations where Spanish is a primary language. And I can speak a little bit, but I'm definitely not fluent. But I think my why would be so much bigger if I was moving to Mexico or Spain or somewhere where I really absolutely I had to learn it. My why would be huge and I would definitely probably complete that goal. But my why just wasn't big enough. So that was one thing. So with weight loss, is your why big enough? Okay. Because if your why is maybe just, I want to lose a few pounds, I want to, be able to wear a bikini this summer or things like that, that can be a great why. But if your why was something bigger, I want to be the healthiest version of myself. I want to live as long as I possibly can. Those are big whys, right? Improving your overall health and improving your longevity, that's way bigger than how you look on the outside. So knowing if that's your why and you have your why be, hey, I want to be in the best health that I can. Well, usually when you're in the best health that you can be, the weight loss and all those other things begin to come along with it. So maybe you need to think about your why and really make that why something that's really, really important to you, okay? So that's one thing. Another thing is that I think people lack a clear plan. So, when I would set out to learn Spanish, I never had okay, I'm going to study for, 20 minutes every day. I'm going to do, I'm going to reach this goal by this date. I'm going to do this by this date. I never had anything written out. I never had anything. I was just kind of winging it. Okay. So having a clear plan can also help you reach your goals. Okay. Having a step-by-step what you're going to be doing to reach those goals. So you write out a goal and then you kind of go backwards from there and you write the steps of how are you going to get to that goal, okay? So that's exactly what I do with my clients is I give them this plan step by step to reach those goals. Another thing that kind of goes along with that hand in hand is I think sometimes the reason people give up is because they try to do too much at one time. So January 1st comes and they're okay, going to the gym every day and they are, totally cutting everything out of their diet and restricting themselves and, doing all these crazy cleanses and detoxes and all these different things. And it's just too much and they can't really keep up with it. As opposed to taking things in steps and gradually adding new habits. that's a lot easier for people to stick with if they are gradually adding new things that are going to help them reach their goals instead of trying to do everything all at once, okay? So that's another huge factor in it, is that people just get overwhelmed. Consistency is another thing. So, I never learned Spanish because I never stay consistent. I'm really good in the beginning, just like people are with new fitness programs and with new, diets and all that. In the beginning, they're very consistent, but then they don't stay consistent. Okay. Consistency is really the key to reaching any goal out there. Okay. So making sure that you have a plan, that it's not too overwhelming, that you're step by step adding new things, and that you stay consistent. That's going to help you be one of those 12% of people that actually reach their goals. So if you want to be one of those 12% of the people that actually reach their goals this year, take some of this stuff into consideration. Write out a plan, figure out step by step how you're going to get to that plan. Okay, don't make it too overwhelming, but stay consistent. And the biggest thing, here's one of the biggest things, I don't want to leave this out, is enjoy the whole process. Expect it to take a while. I think actually one of the hugest reasons people give up is because they don't see immediate results. And when they're not seeing immediate results, they just, oh, it's not working. So they go on to the next thing, or, they just kind of forget about it and they lose interest. Well, it takes a while to lose weight and to get in shape and to do those things. And you can ask anybody on Instagram who, is in good shape, how long it took them to get there. And they'll tell you, it took a lot of work and it took a lot of consistency. So if you're just giving up after the first month or two because you're not where you think you should be, then you're not really just enjoying the whole process of getting there. And you're not really focusing on all the small changes that you might see, like having more energy, like just sleeping better, noticing that maybe your stomach is a little bit flatter, maybe your clothes fits a little bit looser. All of those things are all steps to getting to where you want to be. And you need to recognize those, and you need to celebrate those, and you need to enjoy the whole process. So anyways, this is something that I try to teach my clients along the way. If you are kind of stuck and you're like, I don't even know where to start, hey, I'm out here. I am so willing to help any one of you. You can always click on the link in my bio and learn a little bit more about what I do to help women kind of reach their goals, and how I give them a step-by-step plan that they can use to reach their goals, and they can continue to use it throughout their life. So anyways, I hope this information helps you guys out. I hope you have a great 2020. Happy New Year.